All right, last Monday, I made a 002 microgreen and the XGRN 818 application on my ryegrass yard here at home. I was hoping that, the weather would cooperate and we'd have the kind of weather we've been having, and I'd lead up into, the whole week of it, showing you some progress along the way. And I could show you today how great it looked, but the weather was crap, so it did all right, but we'll take a look at it. But let's talk about some of this stuff a little bit. Stay tuned. I want to talk about a smash hit for your trees. And it's great on turf, but it'll be a smash hit for your trees and shrubs too. The 818 is phenomenal on shrubs, and I'm thinking you spray this 002 over the top and around the drip line and hit up underneath the shrubs with some 818. They'll be on fire. You don't want to be trimming them though. No, but anyway, that ought to be great for your trees and shrubs. But in turf, you know that I've been using and loving the XGRN 818. The new version's got the peptides in it, and that should really set it off. I think this is a perfect centipede fertilizer and a fantastic spoon feeding fertilizer for your other turfs, and it's also a good summer application for your fescues and cool season turfs. The low amount of nitrogen and the equal nitrogen to potassium ratio, I think that's a smash hit for centipede. The 002 probably work right along in the same vein. Be a great summertime application for your fescues, your cool season grasses, and also right alongside of a fertilizer for your warm season grasses. Looking into this a little bit, this is a little more to this than I thought it was. It's basically what you're looking at here is something pretty similar to RGS, meaning it's got the humic, the kelp, the fulvic, and plus some micronutrients, some iron, some manganese, some zinc, some copper, 3% iron. That brings me to my next thing. This is gonna have to really be shook up well before you apply it. It's got a lot in it, a lot of goods in it, so you're gonna have to kind of shake it up. And that's been the case with pretty much any micro I've used, except for the Maharan Micro Amp, which that's just a little bit different animal altogether. This is very expensive though, and goes out at a low rate. So I'm not really sure what all the Maharan Micro Amps got going on for it, but there's something in there that they ain't talking about. But this stuff right here will be easy for everybody to get. The Maharan Micro Amp's only available right here in this region as it's an agricultural micronutrient, and a lot of your ag micronutrients will have things to really aid in nitrogen uptake, like molybdenum, boron, things like that. This might even have, does it got boron in it? No. This is zinc, manganese, iron, copper, sulfur, magnesium, and some potash, and plus it's got the kelp and I think about 8% humic acid. So pretty good product here. You just want to shake it up. Be careful what you mix it up with. I put it with 12% humic acid, just trying to get a little bigger humic acid application out, and that was a mistake. It makes the iron fall out of it. I should have known that. But anyway, I got it fixed. Ain't no big deal. But I wouldn't really mix it with anything. I'm sure Greene County's got some of their fertilizer products they say it's cool to mix with, but as far as the stuff I use, I'm not going to be too interested in mixing it up with anything. It's just a micronutrient application. But anyway, used it on my ryegrass here. We'll take a look at it in a little bit, and I'll show you what the week in weather has looked like. So don't be expecting major things. And with our 818, you know, it's got the co-composted chicken manure and biochar, and you watch the other videos, we've talked about that. The the biochar and the chicken manure kind of ground together after they've composted. They add ammonium sulfate in it, some ferrous sulfate, some sulfate of potash, and turn that into one homogeneous product in a greens grade prill that spreads super easy, but it's just hard to see coming out the spreader. So you gotta trust your settings and go with it. And now we've got the peptides in it, and what I'm seeing from the peptides so far is that it's allowing these lawns to hold color way longer than what I'm used to seeing, even with the 818 and with the Carbon X Pro with peptides. So I'm looking really forward to getting a little further into the season and maybe doing some tests to see what roots look like, that kind of thing, see what the root hair promoting peptides are all about. But anyway, fantastic combo there. I like running the humics and kelps and things like that alongside of my XGRN and Carbon X. Is it 100% necessary? I don't really know. A lot of these things are the sprinkles on top of the cupcake, so to speak. If you've got a lawn that you're wanting to take to the next level, yeah, then you start worrying about spraying things like humic and kelp and micros and stuff on it. You can have a damn fine yard just running something like this on it and not worry about spraying the other biostimulants on it. But damn fine's not always good enough for Paul's prime cuts. It's an addiction. So what I really want to talk about today was ryegrass. Here in the southeast, we overseed a lot of warm season Bermuda with ryegrass for different reasons. For home lawns, we want to keep the green appearance year round, and in the winter time Bermuda goes dormant, so we put the ryegrass on and they've got green color year round. And sports fields, you know, they want it to look good aesthetically and be playable, so perennial ryegrass in sports fields is huge. It's tremendous. I went to the well, here it is right here. I went to the Pure Seed Field Day in the spring, and there's just page after page after page of improved perennial ryegrasses that they've come out with and that they're testing. And the big deal in sports turf is most of these sports turf fields, no, I'm spitting now. Most of these sports turf fields are staying under perennial ryegrass for, shoot, 9 months, a year almost. This thing, I think that thing was in late May, early June, and the superintendent for all of the sports fields at the University of North Carolina was there, and he said since they went deep into the playoffs that their baseball fields were still in perennial ryegrass. So I don't like to do that because I don't want to damage my turf with the allelopathy from the ryegrass trying to duke it out with the Bermuda, but he had no choice because he needed nice green badass baseball field to be on national TV. But anyway, what I'm going to show you is some I'll show you some pictures of some yards from viewers that are perennial ryegrass, annual ryegrass, different kinds of ryegrass, just to show you what some of them look like. I couldn't get out to all mine that I'd planned on to put on video, so the viewers came through, helped me out with some pictures of some ryegrass yards to put on the video, because you know, my stuff's been under snow since Thursday. It's all thawed out now though. There's still a little couple patches around here and there, but anyway, we'll get some of those pictures up and let you check them out. I'm gonna work on my ryegrass here at home a little bit. If you remember, this is the breakout ryegrass, which is kind of a improved annual ryegrass. And The color's good on it. It doesn't grow as wild and crazy and open as regular annual ryegrass is what I'm seeing, but it's not as great to me as perennial ryegrass. But it's supposed to transition out, and it germinated relatively easy. It did not germinate as easy as annual ryegrass. But you can see, if you saw some of the other videos, the strips where everybody runs over it to get in the garage and stuff didn't germinate. But I'll show you the yard out there in a minute, and we'll mix up some stuff to put on it. Like I said, after mowing it, I'm really questioning the sanity of trying to make this stuff any more vigorous, because it did not mow very easily. But I had been quite a while since I mowed it. I'm gonna get my pre-emergent out. I'm gonna use this Greene County 002 MICROGREENE. I have not used this yet, so we'll read the directions and see what you do with that. And I'm gonna put out the sweet XGRN with peptides. Anyway, let me get my gloves on, and we'll get to mixing and see what we need to do with this stuff. Again, the great thing about the perma-green is I can just mix custom small loads, and I probably got half an acre of grass here, right at maybe a little bit more, but I'll go with this prodiamine water dispersible granule at, well, let's see, I wanted to do mixing up half an acre, so I'm gonna put about 5 ounces of it in there. And I just got a little gallon jug of water that I have marked for prodiamine right here, and we'll go ahead and pre-dissolve it before I put it in my perma-green. I got that covered. We'll put a gallon of 12% humic in it, and we'll see what the rate. Let's get a look at this stuff. 002 MICROGREENE. Let me read the label instructions here. Lawns, 1 to 2 gallons an acre, so we're not getting off with a light rate on this stuff, so we're gonna jam it on in there. I figure I'll put a gallon in for my half an acre. Oh shoot. There we go. Cup out. And with these giant jugs, Jay Wyrick taught me this. You pour them with the nozzle at the top. Pours out smooth. No fuss, no muss. I don't think I caught that on in action either, dang it. Let me see if I can recapitulate my camera angle here. Go. All right, you get the idea. I'm mixing stuff up. So we'll get this done and we'll go look at the grass. Hey, what I just did right there, don't do that. I should have known better, because I have mixed ferromic and humic acid before, and the iron falls out of it. Well, I put the humic 12 in with the 002, and the iron fell out of it. If you are mixing at higher volumes in a in like a skid tank or something, 100 gallons, you might get away with that, but there's really no need. I was just going in for the kill shot and kind of got overzealous. But anyway, what it does is it'll make little balls in there, and I got it mixed back up. I put some more water in it and agitated the fire out of it. But don't mix OO2 with humic acid. It's already got some in it, but when you elevate those levels of humic acid, it causes the iron to fall out of solution. Don't do that. All right, I got the sweet 818 in there. I like the 818 for ryegrass versus the 2404 because of the lower nitrogen, and ryegrass don't need much help to be growing up. But you know, still I want the color in it from the higher concentration of iron. And also we're gonna get this microgreen out. This stuff ought to be right green when we get done. But the biochar, the chicken manure, peptides, ammonium sulfate, sulfate of potash. That's some bad stuff right there. It even smells green. All right, well, let's look at this ryegrass right quick, and we'll do a before and after comparison in a week or so with it. All right, let's check it out. For ryegrass, it's pretty good and green. I cut a whole lot off of it right then with a mulching mower, and you can probably see the little clumps I left in it. But I ran over it a couple times to knock those apart as well as I could, as well as I felt like I had time to. But anyway, that's what it's looking like now. And we're gonna get this sweet concoction out on it with my pre-emerge. I had to put a pre-emerge on anyway, so why not make it badass, right? I got this application on it, the MICROGREENE, some humic acid, and the 818. Let's visit in a week and see what happens. All right, this is the breakout ryegrass. It's got a few little light spots in it. I just mowed it. It's cold. We're getting ready for Snowmageddon here. It's starting to drizzle. But I put a little bit of 818 in it out of the push spreader to be sure I got it in there even, and see if I can get these light spots out of it. But all in all, really dark color. If you can, I don't know if it shows up, but down the road, that next yard over is Gulf annual ryegrass, and it's very lime green compared to this. Here we are about 5 days after application. Snowing away. We are day 5 after my XGRN and MICROGREENE application. Damn it. Snow everywhere. All right, well, this will thaw out eventually. With my truck defrosting right now. We'll get this video made if it takes all week. It's sprinkling a little bit out here right now. The weather's been kind of lousy, but anyway, with ryegrasses, there's several different types, and there's getting more and more varieties of the improved perennial ryegrasses because there's money in them for sports fields. So there's a ton of those to look into, and the prices vary. Your prices may vary, but you know, the cheapest way to go is a Gulf annual ryegrass. And Gulf annual ryegrasses have kind of a lime green appearance and are very open growth pattern. So they're not really that ideal for, you know, high performance turf, or definitely not for a sports field. and they'll get you by for aesthetics reasons in yards, but they are a bear to mow in the spring because they retain so much moisture and grow so quickly and so open and spindly. They'll require a lot of mowing, and when you do mow them, as soon as you hit them with a lawnmower, they turn to cream spinach. It's a mess. But then I have been experimenting some with a kind of an in-between alternative. Is something called breakout ryegrass from Mountain View, and I put that on my yard here and several of the customers' yards, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's supposed to germinate a little easier than a traditional perennial ryegrass. It's supposed to have more of a perennial ryegrass appearance and more of an annual ryegrass behavior in as how it germinates easier and will transition out supposedly in the summertime. With perennial ryegrass, you'll want to spray that out of your lawn in the spring. You'll have to kill it. You'll want to spray that out. That's a imperative. You do not want to leave it in there, because what will happen is it'll actually just poison your Bermuda turf just trying to green up. They'll duke it out and fight each other for the for the goods. But anyway, we'll look at my breakout ryegrass here now. All right, like the police say when they want you to move on. Nothing much to see here. It looks pretty good. Then keep in mind that this is this is not perennial ryegrass. This is that breakout ryegrass, which is supposed to kind of be an in-between. So for that reason, the color's pretty good. But you know, it's been under snow until yesterday. It finally thawed out yesterday, but it's not bad. And obviously, I haven't mowed it since last week. But you know, I'm pretty satisfied with that. If it doesn't grow like mad in the spring, I will definitely use a lot more of this next year. But so far so good, and I was hoping that the weather would have cooperated and I could have showed y'all some badass dark green color coming through from the 002 and 818 application, which, you know, considering the weather, maybe this is a badass application looking yard. I think as soon as we get some sunshine on it, it'll pop right on out, and I'll obviously throw that in the video and let you guys see it. But you know, compared to the brownness over there next door and everywhere else in the neighborhood, it's pretty banging. Get down here with it, see if it shows up. All right, now, cigar smoke's getting in. Now you're 818 chicken duty. All right, your 818 is going to have a lot of micronutrients in it anyway, and a lot of iron. It's a 4% iron, I think. Oh, yes, 4% iron. So you know, running this alone is going to be pretty great, and the peptides is going to be a pretty solid biostimulant, and we're going to learn more and more about them as we try them throughout the year. But if you want to put the sprinkles on the cupcake, then you throw something like this MICROGREENE on it to get a few more concentrated micronutrients in it. And I'm impressed that this has the kelp in it and everything else. So that's actually a pretty good product. But just remember, you're going to get a lot of settling in the bucket on this because it's got so much stuff in it. So shake that bad boy up good before you mix it up, and don't mix it with humic acid. It doesn't need it, then it makes it lumpy. All right. Well, thanks so much to my buddies that helped me out with pictures of their ryegrass yards. And again, you know, maybe next season, if you didn't do it this year, maybe consider some of these different kinds of ryegrasses and figure out which one's right for you. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. Man, this can't be good for the grass.